Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and the wife and the kids are out for a minute, so I thought I'd finish out the last impulses for this turn. We're going to jump right back into it, and after looking at it, I got a fear that I'm not gonna get a whole lot of points for this game. Like so far, I've only got 1 point for killing one enemy. That's it. I need to either get the papers, which I know I'm not going to get because they spawned way, way far away. And then the other thing is getting guys into the goal building and getting enemies out of all the other buildings. I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of guys to the building. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get these guys out of the buildings unless the dude with the suppressive fire gets an order to come out later on. That would be great. And maybe kill the red guy down over there. Then I could get that. That's 5 points. That would put me golden, and I get 3 points for each one of my guys that are in the goal building at the end. But the problem is, and I did miss this on the previous round, I hit this rough terrain here, and that switched these guys' orders back to a duck back. So that sprint didn't really do shit. I should have gone with the evade instead of the sprint. I would have gotten farther on it. So this actually slowed them up. They basically sprinted into the mud and stopped when they hit that. I hit them with a sprint on the next turn, but I was wanting to have them farther up here so they could have orders to fire, something along those lines. And now I still got to bring these guys up, which means I'm going to have to evade with them on the next turn up into the trees. And if all 5 of these guys are going to have to do it, that means I've got the 2 spawned Charlie team guys pretty much, and 1 Baker guy who's going to be on the appropriate side of the river to actually do something. All right. Third impulse, whiskey, or no, I keep wanting to say whiskey because of Whiskey Charlie. Make sure you guys watch the show. We got another one coming up on Tuesday. Charlie team, this guy is going. I did make sure to flip him to the right side because he has not officially been spotted yet. Third impulse, he's moving up. He is allowed to choose, so yeah, he's going to move up. Unfortunately, no one to fire at because we did have dummy issues on the previous impulses, and line of fire is blocked all over here. Can't get down to red guy, so his 4th impulse is pretty much going to be wasted. That sucks. Other Charlie team guy, and this is, like I said, the one thing that I would probably change, and maybe Ross can let me know if there was a game reason. Maybe it was too potentially powerful finding Charlie team members. I was surprised to find 2, but I guess you could find, if all of those guys had been Charlie team members, I would have had a full Charlie team. I would have had 3 or 4 Charlie team guys. All right, that would have been a huge game swing. But my question is that why they have to wait to the next turn? Because he can't get an order until turn 4. That's why he's on duckback now. Is that why they have to wait? Because the enemy only has to wait to the next impulse. So they could pick up, like if they were spawned like this, they would pick up in impulse 3 or impulse 4, just depending if they're prepared, unprepared, that type stuff. But Charlie team actually has to wait till turn 4. I can't tell him to do anything until then. And it'd be nice to give him like a little run and gun order, move up, get into here, do some shooty at the other guys, something like that. You know, get stuck in. All right, so that's Charlie team. He can't do anything. Blue team. Blue team is going to have a little bit going on. We're on the 3rd impulse. These guys are still moving up. We'll move them there. And they'll shoot on the 4th impulse. Nothing else to do for them. We do have suppressive fire going here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So range isn't going to matter, but this is going to cause him to flip because he is going to be shooting. Thankfully, no. Oh, no, it's a sniper. He's snipering, which means he can only do slow suppressive. Slow suppressive. I'm going to have to switch that out. That is a slow weapon. So we will switch him out for this because he has a slow weapon. He cannot do suppress fire. And that's what happens in the game. If they have a order like that, the suppressive fire, and then you flip them over to find out they've got a slow weapon like he does, then you will switch it out and give him the slow suppressive, which was on the back. Why did I go grab another one? Let me show you the stats on this guy. This guy's pretty good. He's one of the better ones. I think there was one sniper in each blue and red. So, of course, we found him as well. Look at that. High troop quality, high weapon skill. Yeah, he's someone to be feared. But since we're on Impulse 3, he's not going to fire this round. But we already know what he is, so we're just going to leave him flip since he, technically was firing. And on Impulse 4, he'll fire then. I think that's all the blue guys I got to worry about. Yeah, other one got killed. And this guy was a dummy. So that brings us down to the one remaining red guy. And Impulse 3, he is aimed fire. So nothing going on for him just yet. That brings us back to Baker and then Abel. Oh, Baker. You guys suck. The talkback. God, that sucks. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Okay. Impulse 3. So I could get him 4 hexes further. Where am I going to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to bring him up to the orchard? 1, 2. Yeah, I don't want to have him out in the open. And I don't think there's any reason to send this guy up over there. I need to send him towards the building. So we're going to go 1, 2 for his third impulse. That takes care of Baker. And he still isn't spotted. Brings us back to Abel. And the only ones, he's ducked back. He's aimed fire. Nothing to aim fire at. He doesn't have line of sight going this way, but he does. And he has crappy line of sight, but he does have line of sight between these two buildings to this fella right here. Let's see what our... Oh, nope. Since we're on third impulse, means he's going to wait as well. Have to keep in mind that's aimed fire. Only fires twice, not 4 times. All right, so that brings us to Impulse 4. That's going to be quick. Cool. All right, I'm good with that. Let's bump this up. Impulse 4, and we're back down to Charlie. All right, Charlie. Yeah, and I need to be turning my guys just to remember that I've done something with him. He has a chance to fire. Nothing. Can't do it. No one in his line of sight, which I really wish, because remember, he was going to be shooting in here. That was the original goal, or at this guy if he didn't get killed. I could have run up. If I had sprinted with him instead, let's see, sprint gets you 7 hexes. He's only moved 2. He could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could have got to the building. So horrible. All right, this Charlie team member is still in a duck back, so can't do anything. Brings us to blue, and now blue is going to get some stuff going. All right, so we'll go up here because they're all firing, which means these guys are going to get flipped. So no dummies. Yep, that's an actual real guy. And yep, that's an actual real guy. All right, so we actually have some real enemies on the board, and they're all firing. So we got a slow suppressive shot coming here, and then we've got these guys coming here. Now, it says start with the closest. He's the closest, and we'll work our way up. If you have like equidistant, you can take and use the numbers that are at the very bottom as a way to help differentiate on which one to go with, but I'm just going to work bottom to top. It's easy enough. All right, so since he's doing suppressive fire, wait, does slow suppressive not get the negative modifier? Because this gets the negative modifier, but it does not look like slow suppressive gets the negative modifier. And if you guys remember, that's just to do a morale check. So the terrain, none of that matters. None of that matters. He's going to get to fire on to him. Now, he's just trying to cause the morale check so he can't kill him, but I don't want him with lowered morale either. This is bad, but he's got high troop quality. So let's see what happens. All right, let's roll. He needs a 6 or under. There's no other modifiers for it since the slow suppressive doesn't have one. Oh, I was thinking I wouldn't be too bad with a 4 under, but a 6 or under that's pretty bad with a sniper. Yeah, 1. He got him. All right, so he's definitely causing a morale check. And there's nothing to affect his morale. He's at normal. He's got 7 troop quality. So I'm looking for a 7 or under here. Come on, do not roll high on me. Roll 0. Roll 0. Do that. Come on. 4. We're good. We passed. Okay. No problem. Getting little shots over his head, but he's keeping it firm. He's good. Now they are running and gunning, but this could be a problem for him because he's ducked back in a building. There's a chance that they're only going to hit on 0s. Okay, so it's actually worse than that. Since they're running and gunning, it's -2 automatically. And then for the building, it's a -2 since he's in duck back. Okay, so that's -2, -2, -4. That brings him down to -1. Now, what that means is there actually is a rule in the rule book that even if they can't technically hit, so like this you would think is automatic failure because you can't roll a -1, there is still a chance. And the way it works is you have to roll like your initial roll, and in this, they have to roll a 0. Nothing else will work. They have to roll 0. If they roll a 0 and then pass a troop quality check with the difference, all right, so since this is -1, that -1 would be applied to their troop quality check. So it would actually mean their troop quality is 3. So it would make it harder to pass. So he has to roll a 0 first and then pass a troop quality check with a negative modifier. If they do both, then they succeed. So there's this real offshoot that they might actually succeed with it. But let's roll for him. See if he's going to get it. Only thing's going to work is going to be a 0. Let's roll this real good here. And this is going to apply to both since they have both the same skill. Do not show a 0. No 0. No lucky enemies. 1. Ooh. Okay, we're going black die. We're going black die. That one keeps rolling low on me. Let's go black die. See if that not as dangerous. Don't give him the 0. 8. Okay. God, I saw the curve there for a second. And I was like, no. But like I said, had he... Oh, and look what was right next to the 8, too. He was so close to it. Had he rolled... Either one of them rolled a 0, they would have done the troop quality check with that... Whatever the difference was, like how much below 0 you were. And in this case, it was 1 because it was a -4 modifier to their skill of 3. So just as another example, let's say it was a -5 total in modifiers for them succeeding. Well, that would bring it down to 2 under. So that -2 would get applied. So then their troop quality would go down to a 2. So they would have to roll the 0 and then roll a 2 or under to pass the troop quality check. You get what I'm saying? Now, if there's ever a situation to where even if you roll a 0 and then your troop quality check can't be met because the negative modifiers that are applied are too much, and that's like some horrible backwards scenario of something happening, at that point, it's an automatic failure. So there's not usually a chance for an automatic failure where you don't have to do it. They usually do have just that Hail Mary shot, but it's very slim chances because you have to roll the 0 and then negative modifiers play. All right, so these guys have gone for their 4th impulse. They're all done. That brings us over to Dummy. And Dummy is doing aim fire, and this is bad. This is bad. All right, so we know the building's giving him a -2 with his duck back. And that -2 is going to be applied to his skill of 3, which brings it down to a 0 or a 1 for him to succeed on his aimed fire shot. But wait. I think he's close enough that he gets a bonus. Yep, he gets a +1. So he's actually going to succeed on a 0, 1, or 2 instead. No! Do not hit my guy. Do not hit my guy. Do not hit him. I need him in the building. 4. Oh, that was close. That was close. Okay, perfect. He's done. 4th impulse rounded out. Now, let's go over here to Baker. He's gonna go 1, 2, because this isn't rough terrain, so he wouldn't have to do duckbacks. So I could even evade him in there on the following turn. I can't run and gun him in there, but Private who is this? Private Pitas has a chance of getting in that building, and so does my Charlie team member over here. So those guys can get in the building. He can get in the building. I need to just rush all three of these guys into the building. If all three can get in there and finish the turn, finish the scenario in there, that's all right. There are negative points if they're wounded, and then there's even more negative points if they get killed. I don't want to lose any guys. I can deal with wounds, but those three guys being in there would be 9 points. That would be enough to put me sitting pretty for the scenario. Yeah, 9 points is okay, but could do better. I'd need at least 13 for just scrape the win. I don't think I'm going to get that unless I get 3 guys and get the buildings cleared out as well. But it's going to come down to luck on whether or not the buildings are going to get cleared out. All right, so these guys are all still on duck back. Don't have to worry about them. He's on aim fire, can't shoot. So, I mean, it's no targets unless I want to shoot my own guys. Only thing I got left is 1 shot over here. Aim fire on aim fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is not going to be any modifiers for range. So I need to see what the modifier is going to be for an enemy with aimed fire in a building. Well, doesn't that just suck? Aim fire in a building is -2. So he's getting reduced down. Means he's also going to be hitting on a 0 or 1, and he's not getting the nice little +1 that he was getting for range. But hey, shot's a shot. We'll take it. See if we can hopefully hit this guy. If we pick him off, like got lucky, picked him off, that would mean 1 guy's left in the building. And if he moved out of it, then that would be 5 victory points right there, which would be great. All right, so come on. Roll big. Roll, or no, not big. Roll little. Give me 0. Oh, yes. Yes, there it is, baby. Yes, there it is. 0. I knew always bet on black, baby. Always bet on black. Yes, perfect. There we go. Okay. Not only did he hit the SOB, he gets a boost in his morale because he rolled 0 when performing an attack. I kind of feel like I'm in one of those beer commercials right now. Bold, beautiful. Oh, wait, no, the scene from not Keanu Reeves, John Wick 2.
Could you recommend anything for the end of the night? Something big, bold.
May I suggest the Benelli M4? Custom bolt carrier release and charging handle. Textured grips should your hands get wet. An Italian classic.
He's talking about all the guns and everything. I need something bold. Yeah, nice, sweet. All right, so he's getting a little bonus to his true quality because he's feeling good because the medic just eyeballed this guy. All right, we're going to draw a card off the top, keeping it face down. All right, tell me it says KIA. KIA. Light wound. Nothing. You suck. Okay. I mean, it's better than a whiff, but basically we just got a little arm shot. Just a little plink against him, which isn't doing much. It's just 1 little negative on him. This has actually gone fairly well. I've gotten a couple of guys that have rolled 0s when they've been firing to boost their morale. That's nice. That is very nice when you see that. Definitely make sure you keep that rule in mind because that's a pretty one. Although you don't want to see the enemy do the same thing. That'll set you back a little bit. But I think we're close. We're getting ready to pick up on the last round here. We just need to move Charlie team in, right? Move this guy in. Both of them can make it. He can do running guns just so he's like spraying and praying as he goes. I can't get him in any faster than that. Move him over. Move him around. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is a building rough? But if I do an evade order, I can get him all the way to there. So I could do evade, evade, run and gun. That gets me the 3 guys in there in turn 4. And then they still have 1 round afterwards to put shots out at the remaining guys that are running up. And there are not a whole lot of enemies left. I could have this guy still continue plinking away. This guy would have to do an evade on the next one to get across the river. These guys, they're stuck in the mud because I gave them the wrong orders. They're going to have to take sprints again just so they can try to get stuck in and do something on the final turn. I can't believe I've got my bar sitting back here, BAR, sitting way back here. Is it him? Yeah, it's him. Way back here in the back, not doing anything, not doing any good. Same with my leader. He's kind of stuck right here. It was a good plan to start with, but I need to move a little faster. It's always my problem in these games. I go too slow. Yeah, I will say, guys, after playing the game a little bit and filming it and having some help with Ross and some of you others who are pointing out a few little goofs here and there, it really does start to flow. You start to get the hang of it and know where this, that, and the other needs to go. And once the game starts to flow, it really does sit pretty. It reminds me a lot of Ambush. Now, Ambush, you had the booklet you had to read up for every single hex. I'm not talking about that aspect of it, but there was a lot going on with Ambush. I mean, I think a lot more than actually goes on here, but it took a little while. But once you actually got it underneath you, got your feet wet with it and got going, the game just started to flow. I think this one has that same type of experience. All right, but you guys stay tuned. Let's see if my guys can finish this off. The big problem is going to be that sniper, right? That sniper on the next round, he's going to be wanting an aimed fire order. That would be the perfect thing for him. No penalties, high weapon skill. Especially if he starts shooting at my guy right here, which he would if I give him a run and gun order. If I don't want him to shoot at my guy here, I have to give him something besides a run and gun order. Now that's problematic. I'll have to think about that one. But that sniper could be a potential problem if he's able to pick off any of my guys that I start going around. I'm not too worried about Red now. Red's wounded, the last one that's on the board, which means his skills are lower. And those 2 guys are up there. They're not that good. They have rather low weapon skills. So especially if they're running and gunning or doing stuff like that, it's going to be hard for them to succeed at whatever they're trying to do. But that sniper could be the make it or break it for this scenario. All right, but as always, put your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, any questions you have, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Y'all take care.